Welcome everyone to Tier 4 for Wallaby Racing League. Hopefully you're all having a good Sunday evening, Sunday night, whether you are in Australia or New Zealand or anywhere else in the world. Welcome to the round 2. This is Miami. One of the newest race circuits in the calendar. Miami, of course, in the state of Florida in the United States of America. Quite a brand new circuit. If you ask me, I find the whole thing a little bit tacky. But hey, I guess it's some people's cup of tea. So, we are here for Tier 4 for tonight. It's perfectly bone dry, so no. Well, there's a few clouds around. Who knows? I don't actually have a weather forecast, so could rain. We'll find out as we go. That Ferrari's going quite wide there. But yeah, Miami for Tier 4. If you haven't already and you don't want if you don't want the results spoilt for last round, then go check it out. Go check out that stream. It was a very, very good race around Singapore. It was our new championship leader, who is Shining Swarm, in the Haas, got his maiden first ever win in Wallaby Racing League. Following him home was... Edge is on the podium. Edge is P3. Who was P2 again? This stream's already going really well. Actually, I can't remember. I'll get back to you on that one. But that race, the definite pinpoint of that race was a collision between Skillsy and Kurudakama. Because of that, well, not really because of that, but because of Kurudakama's mighty pace during that race, he has been pulled up to Tier 3. So he's not going to be racing tonight, which is unfortunate for the Audi team. Audi losing one of their best drivers, but we have Bruno Fabian, who I believe is full-time for them now, who's now taken over. But speaking of Audi, we are on board with Hazy Pigeon. Hazy Pigeon had pretty decent pace last weekend, but I think he just got a little unfortunate. I think he got entangled in a few incidents during the race, which really, which was really unfortunate. So he's hoping for a good, clean weekend. Right. So while you're watching quali, I'm going to pull up the results from last week. So last week's results, we had. Ooh! I was just looking down at my phone, look back up, and there's an Audi in the wall. Well, that's really unfortunate. I'm guessing he did a... Oh, who was the one that crashed last year? Was it Sonoda? No, it was... Hajar was racing last year, wasn't he? It was a Red Bull last year. My memory's going, I feel. But the one that clipped the inside wall at the chicane and brought the safety car in last year's Miami race. So, yeah, really unfortunate for Hazy Pigeon. Hopefully he can bounce back during the race. But the race results from Tier 2 last week show Shining Swarm did get his maiden win. Edge came home second. I believe Edge went on track, but he got a penalty for track limits, so he came home in second. It was Chevy Wolves in third. So that was a really good race from the Ferrari man. Skillsy recovered to P4 with damage in the end. Paddy Crow, I believe, got driver of the day for his excellent drive up to 5th place from 20th on the grid. So let's hope that Paddy Crow can recreate that race again. Kurudakama, of course, got moved up, but he did finish P6 last week. Frizy came home P7 for a double point score for McLaren. War Machine came home 8th. Cub came home 9th, Rhino QT in 10th, Hazy Pigeon came 11th, Lucky, Mr. J Swole, and Rochi rounding out your top 14. Which means in the driver standings for Tier 4, we have Shining Swarm on top. Well, there's no real point really at the driver standings because it's exactly the same order that I just read out, to be honest. But the team standings, now that's where things get a bit more interesting. We have Haas, who is on top by 1 point with 37. We have Aston Martin next in 36, McLaren 32, Ferrari 24, Audi 23, Red Bull 20, Cadillac 13, Williams 12, Mercedes 4, Racing Bulls and Alpine who had unfortunate rounds last week, both on 0 each. As for tonight, we have a 19-man grid. X-Knights is our current pole sitter with a 27.5. Someone else has brought out a yellow flag, like a Mercedes back there. Can't quite tell who, to be honest. Might be Kungbus, maybe? Let's see if I can go on board with them. Maybe. Might have been. But either way, X-Knights is so far currently on pole with a 27.5. I'll be honest, I have not done any practice yet, so I have no idea if that's a quick time or not. But he is actually flanked so far by both Aston Martin. So Aston Martin is actually leading the overalls with Haas in second place. So Aston Martin really are one to watch out for this season. They're quick in pretty much every tier, but especially tier 4 and tier 2, I find. They've got some very quick drivers across the board. So they could be potentially favourites to the overalls. We'll see, we'll see. Okay. Alright, so we've got a hot lap request that's come through. So I'm going to see who is on... Who's coming out the pit lane? Tell you what, as he won last week, let's go on board with the Hassman himself, Shining Swarm. He is coming round to finish his out lap, but we're going to ride on board for an entire lap with the Hassman. We're going to see how he takes the track. So he's going to blast out the traction zone using probably none up to the line. And now he's going to burn that battery a little bit down into turn 1, probably going back down into medium or none for turn 1. Hitting the apex quite nicely. We're going to go right on board the TV pod as we go through the first sector, approaching that really quick S section. So a quick left, quick right, now another quick left. This corner is really, really awkward. Where is the braking zone? No one knows, but looks like he's done that really quite nicely. A very nicely smooth corner there. He's going to burn all the battery, and that's what you're going to do, burn all the battery down the back straight, because you actually recover a lot down in the snail section coming up. So, in his braking mark, really quite nicely, clipping the apex. Could have gone a little bit wider, but honestly really quite nice so far. A nice and tidy lap so far from Shining Swarm. Clipping the very awkward chicane here, going nicely over the curb, nice and smooth, clipping that corner as well, good apex, quite against the wall as well. The car ahead, but he's coming off to the left-hand side. Again, Shining Swarm is burning down the battery, down the back straight towards what is effectively the final corner, really. Is he going to spot his braking point really well? He is. Misses the apex slightly, but honestly, as long as he carries the speed through that corner, it honestly doesn't really hurt if you miss the apex a little bit. Burning the rest of the battery, coming across the line, and this P3. So honestly, a solid lap for Shining Swarm in the Haas so far. And he's had a very good start to the season so far, has the Haas man. But let's bring all the stuff back up. So, we have X-Knights currently on pole in the Red Bull. We have Edge, who is alongside him. Shining Swarm, Rhino Cutie. Easy Fizzy, Chevy Wolves, War Machine, Kungbus, Pink Penguin, Broachy, Lucky, Frizy, Paddy Crow, Goey, Mr. T Gaming, Kirko, Hazy Pigeon, Skillsy, and Bueno Fabian, who is bringing up the rear. So yeah, 19 drivers on the grid tonight. This should be a pretty interesting race. Hello to... Again, I'm going to get really bad with names. Hello to the Therminator? Fair enough, the Therminator. Well, hello to you. Hopefully you are enjoying the stream so far. I do have the and the comment section open on my laptop, which is kind of next to me. So I'll be checking it for a few minutes or so as we go through the session. Who else can go on board with here? So I believe... Oh, Skillsy actually. I didn't even notice that one. Popped up with a really nice 27.5. So to make it a current Red Bull 1-2. Maybe Skillsy is finally note to take those sandbags off. Maybe he's unleashed his full potential. Maybe that includes a cheeky promotion up to tier 3. We'll see. Chivy Wolves also gone into P3 as I was babbling on that. So, nice lap from him. So, we could be facing a quality time of a low 27 maybe for tier 4, which should be solid, I think. Again, I haven't done any practice, so I've got to be honest, I have no idea what a quick time is yet. But the grid looks pretty competitive so far. So the top 6 within half a second of each other, down into P7. Why should I ride on board? Let's go around a QT. He's just finishing a lap here in the Aston Martin. Again, draining that battery towards the final corner. He's clipped the apex really quite well. Smoothly on the traction. That is a really awkward traction zone, that one. Very easy to make to spin or go oversteer. And Ryder QT pops in the fastest lap time. 27.4. So good job. Yeah, Rochi is racing. Rochi's actually driving for the Haas team, which is my team. I'm the team principal for it. Rochi had a bit of a quiet start to the season last weekend, but looks like he is in P12, so looks a little bit better so far from him. So hopefully Rochi will have a good, strong showing for tonight. So we've got most people currently in the pit lane. We've got Pink Penguin, I think, is out on a lap still. I think he's just finished. Yeah, he's just finished lap. Let's go maybe to Kungbus. Yeah, it's currently on lap as well. Not a bad lap, a 28.1 from Kungbus. Pops him into P9. Ferrari's also on a lap. Going for the snail section. Got quite a bit battery. Let's see what he can do with it. Alright, so that was Frizy up to P12 there, over 29.0. Right, who else is on track? So we've got a few people in the pit lane right now. So we have... I should run on board with. Okay, looks like Mr. T Gaming might be one of the first people to cross the line here. So let's stick on board with him for now. Oh, yep, another of your mates there, Mr. T Gaming. I think he had a pretty solid race last week. Currently down to P17, so I'm sure he will impress tonight as well. A bit of a lock-up in turn 1 is very easy to do in this game. Avoids that curb on the right. Sometimes if you put too much traction on, it can unsettle the car a bit too much. Nice and steady through the S section here, using a lot of battery as well. Again, the awkward braking zone where no one knows where the braking point is. Nice and steady through there, now down the back straight. Not got much battery left at all, so that's a little bit of a concern for him. Recovering a little bit. he's hoping to improve if possible. Frizy has retired from the session. What happened to him, to be honest? Maybe he just felt like his time was good enough. So, Mr. T Gaming on board through the front of chicane. Ooh, and that's an invalidation. Yep, I thought so. That's unfortunate for Mr. T Gaming there. He was a 10th up on his time, but that is an invalidated lap time from Mr. T Gaming. Alright, who else can we go on board with here? Let's look towards the front. We've got Shining Storm again. On a lap. Down the back straight. Got 0% of battery left. Braking nicely towards... nicely through the snail section. Now towards that very clumsy chicane. Didn't do what Hazy Pigeon did. Pretty good. Nice on the traction. He is a 10th up on his time. So looking for a personal best from Shining Storm. Could be breaking into the top 5 or 4 if he gets this final corner nailed on right. Let's see what the previous race winner and championship leader can do. Very nicely on the curb. He went wide last time. This time he clipped it to perfection. Nicely on the traction. Oh. What did he brake for? What was that about? Oh, okay. Alright, well, could have been an okay time, but Shining Storm told the brake for some reason. I don't know why. Alright. Let's go on board with Easy Fizzy. How's it going? Looks like Izzy Fizzy is just starting his lap here. Let's do another ride. Oh! Okay. Maybe I jinxed him. I was about to say let's do another ride on board, but I think I have jinxed him in this one, unfortunately. Let's go on board with War Machine in Eva Williams. He validated. Again, everyone I ride on board with now. He's invalidating the lap times, which is unfortunate. So let's go on board with our current Poleman Rhino QT. Looks pretty solid so far. Has not invalidated his lap time. Is he up in his time though? Is the big question. Very nice and smooth on the steering through there, clipping the curbs. Oh! Okay, okay. What is this with this jinxing here? I should have been on board with Skillsy clearly, because Skillsy is popped in a 27-2 tier 3. Sorry, I had to get that cough out of me there. X9's looking pretty good down the back straight. Hopefully he's not going to spin it now on board of him. We do not want like 4 in a row. So can he challenge his teammate for pole position? Let's find out. Well, he is setting a personal best, only just though. So you'll need an almighty final corner to be able to challenge his teammate and put it on pole position. And then we'll go back to everyone else, see how everyone else is going. And X9's put on pole, looking in the front row. He improved a little bit, but not quite enough to move up. Actually, sorry, no, we did move up to second. What am I talking about? X9's there has now formed a Red Bull 1-2, and that was actually the final person across the line there. So, we have a Red Bull lockout. Red Bulls have taken the sandbags off and have claimed a domination in that session. War Machine, unfortunately, has just sent a message to chat saying that he got blocked by Rhino in the Aston when he came out of the pits. He was on his flying lap, so that's really unfortunate for War there. But our grid right now. Let's just go through instance quickly. It's nice to showcase, just in case anyone to take anyone else to the stewards. But we have our grid for tier 4. We have Skillsy on pole. Oh, I didn't scroll down quick enough. Sorry about that. I didn't see how much time was left. Alright, well, that's our grid anyway. I agree, actually. Maybe Red Bull should go to tier 3. And yeah, War Machine, I've been there. I've had that happen to me quite a bit. It's infuriating, but at the end of the day, chances are they're not doing it on purpose. I just realised I'm actually talking to the entire grid, so I'm going to put myself in a party. There we go. Alright, cool. And that way the whole grid won't hear my annoying pommy voice. It looks bone dry out there, so no hint of any rain. As the drivers are getting themselves warmed up. Maybe a last second swig of water. Don't blame them, might join in with that. Very nice. Wingy says no to Red Bull to Tier 3. Yeah, fair enough, fair enough. If they win by a minute though, then maybe then. But will this be a chance for Skillsy to get his redemption from last week? We will find out. Alright, we have the whole grid. We have lights out and away we go. It is a good start from both Red Bulls on the front row there. We've got Aston Martin challenging down the middle, but we have X-Knights going round the outside of his teammates. We've got Rhino Cutie following him through. And oh no, he spins! He does the Max Verstappen, he spins on that corner, and that is really unfortunate for Rhino Cutie there. He was having an excellent start, challenging both Red Bulls, and now it's the other Aston Martin of Edge who is looking for a cheeky move down the inside of the corner. It looks like everyone apart from Rhino Cutie has got through unscathed. Edge looking for a really nice run down the back straight. Will he burn all his battery? Let's see. I'm going to actually just get all the things enabled, but no, Edge still slides. But Alphabet's a Ferrari! The Ferrari instead making it 3 wide for that corner. I don't think there's any damage, just artificial stuff. We've got the Ferrari around the outside of Edge. The Ferrari of Chevy Wolves side by side through this section. Great racing so far. And Frizy is forced across the chicane. He might need to hand that back. Is he doing so? Or is he seeing the red mist? But all this bickering, all this action, with Shining Swarm now taking full advantage, by the way, has meant the Red Bulls are just sailing off into the distance. We got Shining Storm looking for a move down the inside of Chevy Wolves. Edge, oh, making a cheeky move. That was a little bit late. What's Brundle saying? A dollar late. Oh, what's the saying again? Can someone remind me of the chat? You know the one I'm on about. A day late and a dollar short. There we go. I remember it now. That was a little bit of a desperate move, I think, from Edge there. He was now tumbled back down the order. But this is an absolute dream start for Red Bull. Wingy Woo must be absolutely creaming himself at this point. Look at them both in the lead. Skillsy already has a dominant, nearly 2-second gap behind. 2, 3 maybe. sorry. And we got Chevy Wolves looking really good ahead of Shining Swarm. But this battle pack looks like it's not going to go anywhere anytime soon. We already have Chevy Wolves who's absolutely burnt through his battery, but instead it's actually Kungbus is looking down the inside of Shining Storm, almost into the back of the Ferrari. Kungbus has gone a bit wide, and Shining Storm says, see you later, son, see you later. I'm going to get another win for myself. We've got Williams down the inside, forcing his way past. I didn't see who that was. Must be Izzy, oh no, War Machine, I believe. There we go, and I've got through that unscathed. Let's have a quick look at what everyone is on. So, we have most people on the hard tyres. That's quite a surprise to me. Congbus is the only one on the mediums in the top 10. We have another Mercedes looking on the inside. Ooh, bit of contact. We had War Machine there stuck on the inside trying to... Oh, sorry. Congbus stuck on the inside of War Machine, and War Machine says, nope, you are not coming through. See you later. So yeah, Kungbus is the only one on the mediums, everyone else on the hards. Rochi is down on the mediums as well, looks like he's just overtaken Lucky. And Frizy for some reason on the softs. Alright, fair enough. And Ryder Cutie has the fastest lap of the race, by the way. So even though he's down in last place, he still has a pace, and he could still make his way back up the field. We have War Machine round 2 versus Shining Swarm here. Will he drain his battery to get in front of the Hassman? Shining Swarm is defending the inside line, making War Machine go the long way round. Let's see how they resolve things as we get into the end of the back straight. War Machine looking to do the up and under, but Shining Swarm has the track position so far. Both Williams doing pretty good there, 5th and 6th so far, but gotta say, the team to beat so far is definitely the Red Bulls. Red Bulls on another league with their pace right now. Skillsy, nice and clean out front. X-Knights following behind. Chevy Wolves maybe gaining a little bit now that he's cleared Shining Swarm, although Shining Swarm is sticking with them. Shining Swarm, War Machine, they are sticking with these guys pretty closely. We have Kungbus who's overtaking Izzy Fizzy, quite close going into turn 1. But we had Izzy Fizzy who has got the inside line still and has kept the position. But a good battle between these two, and also with Edge and Penguin behind us, that looks like. Edge is trying to recover the positions he lost, but the V-Carb is saying no. Also not V-Carb, the Racing Bulls is saying no to that, and has now gone off the track. So, some good racing so far, I've got to say, some really good racing. Again, we've got Pink Penguin down the inside of Edge, a little bit of contact, but nothing, oh no real big drama there. They've got through unscathed. We've got War Machine. Where did War Machine come from? War Machine's taken both of these guys now into a podium position. So a nice surprise attack there from the man himself, War Machine, to go up into P3. Can he now set about X-Knights? Can he try and catch both of the Red Bulls? We will see. Got a yellow flag somewhere behind, and we have a safety car maybe. Or was it VSC? Too sure, but it looks like Kungbus is out of the race. Did he hit the chicane, I wonder? I think he may have. I think he might have hit the inside corner again, like Hazy Pigeon did. That is unfortunate. We've got an Alpine in the back with no wing, by the way, so I don't know what happened there. But I reckon the stewards are going to be busy after this race. There's quite a bit happening. But I do believe it is just a VSC, not a full safety car. Yeah, there's no safety car there. Paddy Crow, by the way, has left the session. A pole time was a 27.2, I believe. 27.2. And that was by the man himself, Skillsy, who got pole position. So Red Bull 1-2 in quali has turned into a Red Bull 1-2 so far. We've got a bit of a disaster for Alpine as Gully has got a 10-second in the pit lane. That's unfortunate for him. Frizy is down in last place in the pits. And we are now back under racing. What's the closest battle? We've got Chevy Wolves not too far from War Machine, but I think that VSC has allowed the pack just to calm down a little bit, although we do have Bueno Fabian who's quite close behind Pink Penguin. Edge has now got Pink Penguin and is storming up behind Shining Swarm now. Bit of action down the back as well. What's that? We've got Rhino Cutie's made the move on Kirko. Mr. T Gaming is battling Paddy Crow. And we got Frizy who's having a battle down the back. No? Maybe not then. Alright. So we got Mr. T Gaming with a 3-second penalty, which is unfortunate for him. Lap 6 is quite early to be getting those penalties, so he's just going to clean it up from now on. We've got War Machine in the pit lane, which is... ah, he's got damage! He's getting a front wing change! Oof. I wonder how he's got it. That is unfortunate for War Machine. That's going to really affect his race, especially going from the hards to... well, sticking with the hards, I guess. But it's definitely going to be a 2-stop from now on for War Machine. Let's see where else the action is happening. Rochi is looking pretty good in P10 on the medium tyres. Just behind Lucky, we've got bit of a battle pack again. We've got Izzy Fizzy, who's holding up Shining Swarm, and Edge. Edge has clawed his way back really well, by the way. From being in at P10 during lap 1, is now climbing his way back to P6, and looking real threatening behind the Williams and the Haas. I would say a 26-3 for Tier 2 would be pretty good. But again, I haven't practiced yet, so I'm not too sure. It sounds good, though. It sounds good. Shining Swarm looking for a cheeky dummy to the inside, but not quite there. And he's looking for the outside line down into turn 1. Is he going to go for the switchback? He's trying it, but the Williams looks like he has it covered so far. I believe the strategy for this race is a one-stop. For most people, it would be a set of hards to a set of mediums. Ooh, Shining Swarm went a little bit wide through that section. That allowed Edge to go right into the back of him. Shining Swarm defending the inside line. Edge has got a good run though, as Izzy Fizzy runs off the track on the exit. Edge has no battery, but oh no, Shining Storm has no battery, sorry. Edge has a little bit, and he's going to be looking to make the move on the Haas driver on the back straight. Can he get the Williams? No, too far back, but I'm sure he'll be looking to get past Izzy Fizzy next. We've got Pink Penguin, who's holding the fort against Bruno Fabian. Let's have a quick look to see how everyone's gone so far in terms of how many positions they've gained. So we have Lucky, who's gained the most with 7 positions up so far. Rhino QT with that spin we saw on lap 1 is down the furthest of 8. The top 2 of course haven't changed at all. Chevy Wolves up 1, Izzy Fizzy up 5, so pretty good start from him. And Edge with that bit of contact. By the way, we got Pink Penguin a little bit of damage as well. So it's definitely turning into the damage Grand Prix tonight. We've got Edge, who is in fact making the move around the outside of Izzy Fizzy. Izzy Fizzy says, nope, nope, not today. You're not getting past me yet. You're going to have to wait just a little bit longer. Shining Storm, don't write him off. He's looking to make maybe a move up the inside of Edge up here, but Edge is quite wise to that. He says, no thank you. Oh, was it rain at the end? Thank you for that, Wingy. So that might be why everyone's starting on the hard tyres. If so, that does make a lot of sense. Wingy, do you know how far into the race the rain comes? Is it the final 5-10 laps? Or is it like literally the final lap? A little bit. Tail slide from Izzy as he gets overtaken by Edge. Edge will now be sending his sights to chase down Chevy Wolves. What else is happening so far? Okay, Rhino QT looking down the inside of Lucky there with a nice clean move, powering away. Good job from Rhino. So Rhino's really looking to make amends from lap 1, and he's putting a good show of things so far. Got Rochi battling away with War Machine down the back. That's a lockup from Rochi, and that's allowed War Machine to snag the position from him. Izzy Fizzy now looking for the move back on Edge. So clearly Edge has been a little bit too greedy with his battery usage. Has now left himself a sitting duck down the back straight. And Izzy Fizzy has got the position back. Edge can't do anything about it. Or can he? Nope, he cannot. Another yellow flag out there. Looks like it is a Ferrari going slowly, so maybe that could be Kirko. He's maybe had a little bit of a spin. Hazy Pigeon now got a... Hazy Pigeon, sorry, now got a 3-second time penalty for track limits. But if there is rain towards the end, then these drivers are definitely going to try and hang on to their hard tyres best they can. They've got to edge them out. They've got to look after them, nurse them, until they're at a point... Oh, edge! Edge, no! That's not looking after your front wing, unfortunately. He's ploughed to the back of his Fizzy. That is really unfortunate for the Aston Martin driver. But even with damage, he's still looking to get the move around the outside of Izzy Fizzy. And he somehow made it stick. Maybe that's the better on this game. Maybe having half a wing is somehow quicker. I doubt it, though. I doubt it. How bad's Edge's damage? We'll find out. Oh, he's definitely understeering a little bit through here. Yeah, nah, it's pretty significant. He's going to be losing a bit of downforce. Izzy Fizzy straight back up the inside of a nice... Oh, no! Oh, no. I was about to say a nice move, but there's been contact and controversy. And there's a safety car. We've got a safety car, tier 4. Oh, my. I bet you that's going to be clipped, isn't it? Well, that's going to be clipped again. Me commentating over another instant in tier 4. Straight to the socials, and Edge has a lot of work to do from now onwards. But in a way, he's lucky that his assistant with Izzy Fizzy has caused a safety car. He can come in, get a wing change, and try and recover what's left of his racer. Racing room, yeah, it didn't look like there was much. Did not look like much racing room now, I'll be honest. A bit of a chop across and a kiss into the wall, which is unfortunate. The question is, for everyone else apart from Edge, will they pit? Will they pit into the safety car? That is going to be the question. What will the Red Bulls do? What will no, Skillsy's staying out. Excellent staying out. Chevy's staying out. Shining Storm staying out. Izzy Fizzy's in. Okay. Edge is in. Pink Penguin. Rhino's in. War Machine's staying out. Interesting. Okay, okay. He's staying out. We got a drive-through penalty for an Alpine there. We got Paddy Crow in. Okay. Alright, we've got some interesting, very split decisions here. It's not a certainty about whether pitting is better or not. I feel like it is. It all depends on when that rain's coming. If that rain is coming in like 2 laps time, no, staying out right. Staying out is right, cool. But if it's coming in still 10 laps time, those fresher tyres on most of the pack have from Izzy Fizzy down. Like, I don't want to be on fresh tyres on this restart. This is going to be very, very interesting. I'm going to just change it. We've got a bit of racing of the safety car for some reason. Oh, that was just a VSC. Okay, fair enough. I'm blind. I swear that said safety car at the top. Oh, fair enough then. Guess not. So that makes sense why the top guys did not pit, as we've got another yellow flag. I think we've got... Oh, Goey's... Oh, yeah, so Goey's tied in the pit lane. We've got both Ferrari... But... Oh, they're not Ferraris. McLarens. McLarens are battling with Rochi here. Bit of contact, even. But I'm going to have a look to see who has actually pitted under safety car... or virtual safety car here. So we have War Machine, who's the first of the pitters. He's put up into P5. The top 4 have not pitted at all. Let's go onto the tyres quickly. So, a whole mix of different tyres and stretches going on here. We got a lot of drivers doing different things. Will they all work out for everyone? We will find out as we come towards the end. But what is definitely for certain is that the Red Bulls, they're locked on. They're locked on. Without any sort of commentator's curse or anything, they are locked on for a great result here. But with all the pit stops, it now has spread out the field a little bit. Not too many battles on track. Izzy Fizzy again in the war in. Oh, looks like he's got a few battles brewing on track. He's got a bit of a train forming behind. All these guys on the fresh medium tyres, so they're looking to pump in the laps now and gain onto the back of Lucky and War Machine. So in a way, they've kind of just got to work together a little bit. Not really battle too much, and they can get right back up there. Meanwhile, the McLaren's having a little bit of a war in the background. Paddy Crow and Frizy sharing a very similar piece of track. Okay, so it looks like Lucky will be under threat here. Lucky's got 4 drivers all on fresh mediums who are going to just blast past him now. So I would not want to be... Ooh, is that a bit of contact down the straight? What the heck is going on there? We don't need any of that sort of stuff. But we've got Izzy Fizzy looking down the inside of Lucky there. Will the Audi get past as well? Bruno is looking around the outside. Will it make it work? What a nice move that is. That's pretty good. We've got Edge looking for the outside of Pink Penguin as well. So Edge is not out of this. Even though he had that front wing change, he is not out of this at all. Edge could still be on for a good result towards the end. Lucky's tyres, though, they've pretty much hit the ceiling at this point. He is tumbling down the order. That is not a nice feeling when that happens to you. Just to see all those cars flying past on the fresh rubber. And Lucky is now at the back of this train. Now, can Izzy Fizzy catch his teammate? Can he catch War Machine and Shining Swarm? That is going to be the question. Is there any sort of ETA on the weather by any chance? How long till the weather's out? I haven't seen any rain at all. And unfortunately, I can't ask Mark. So I'm curious to see how long until the rain will affect things. One thing that is worth bearing in mind for the front guys though, is that the Red Bulls will have to stack. That's going to allow Chevy Wolves, who's not that far behind really, to play a part in this. So the battle in the top 3 definitely isn't over. Because when that rain hits, it's either a choice for X-Knights then. Does he stay an extra lap? Or does he stack behind his teammates? That is going to be a very interesting question that will need to be answered. Shining Swarm though has had enough of those tyres. He's in the pit lane. He's doing pretty well, 15 laps on the hards. Now he's got 14 more to do on the medium, assuming though the rain holds off. If it starts raining now, then maybe that could be a bad strategy choice. But he is behind this team of cars though. Bear in mind, one thing to bear in mind is if the rain doesn't actually fall, can Izzy Fizzy, Bueno, Pink Penguin and Edge? Never mind, the rain's falling. I can see it now. Shining Swarm, that was not the best time for a pit stop, I'll be honest. Or was it raining? I swear I saw... Yeah, that's definitely rain, surely. Let's go on board with... Yeah, there's definitely a few drops falling. The rain is happening. Sound the alarms, get the umbrellas out. The rain is coming down. So that means these guys will be struggling with grip a little bit. But again, those on the fresh mediums will have the upper hand over the hard, well, the old hards. But Izzy Fizzy is quite far behind his teammate to get any sort of advantage. Those top 4 on the hard tyres are looking pretty good. As Edge looks for the inside line, down the inside of Pink Penguin. These guys have been battling quite a bit so far this race. Will he go for a dive bomb? Yes, it's a bit awkward, but Pink Penguin does leave a little bit of room. And they're still side by side. Mounting the curve a little bit. Will he look instead for the inside line down turn 1? He is doing that. How late can he go on the brakes? Bit of contact, but nothing too serious there. And Pink Penguin still has position. He's still got it. Some great racing here. As the rain is falling. So the question is, what lap do you box? What lap do you box? Let's go on board with our race leader, Skillsy. When will Skillsy box? We've already got some people down the back. We've got Lucky, Pigeon, and I think a few of us who are on the inters already. I feel like this is too early. A bit too early for inters, but it's not far away. X-Knights can see his teammates, and he's got to answer that question. Will he box behind him, or will he stay out? Or will he undercut him? Will he go early? So are the Red Bulls now going to box? You can definitely tell the grip is fading a little bit. And Skillsy is the first one to blink. We've got Chevy Wolves who's falling behind, but X-Knights has decided he does not want to stack behind his teammates, and he is staying out. What will War Machine do? Lock up into the corner. Is he going to box? No, staying out. Interesting decision. Okay. Is Izzy Fizzy going to box? Nope. Staying out as well. Maybe the wrong decision for Izzy Fizzy, as he will have to stack there behind his teammates, which is a bit unfortunate. But how are those inters looking? Okay, looks okay. Maybe a little bit of understeer. Sliding a little bit on the inters. Maybe it's a little too early from Skillsy. We'll see, we'll see. I think we've got more battles down the back. Is that Edge? Yeah, Edge again looking threatening behind. A Racing Bulls driver of Pink Penguin. So if known, we've got a Shining Storm down on the right behind him as well. Another yellow flag, but I can't quite tell who that is from here, unfortunately. I think that is Rochi. No, who? There's another yellow flag somewhere, but I can't tell. Again, can't tell who that is. The Edge again looking for any way past Pink Penguin. Right, what will the drivers do? X-Knights is in the pit lane. It's going to be very interesting to see where he will emerge compared to his teammates. Surely War Machine will be in as well. And looks like it will be Inters running to the end of the race. I think there's Mr. T Gaming also in, but he is a lap down. Now, question is X-Knight still behind his teammates? His teammates going past, and it is still a Red Bull 1-2, where Chevy Wolves one bit behind actually. So I don't think that first lap of the Inters actually helped the driver's draw. I think X-Knight actually has gained on his teammates and maybe picked the lap really well. He's got one lap extra tyres and he's closed the gap. So X-Knight's looking pretty good in second place. Will there be any team orders at play? Will Team Principal Wingy let the Red Bull drivers race? Or will he be on the phone saying 21? We'll find out. Pink Penguin is staying out on the mediums. They look pretty sketchy out there. His grip must be lacking. But everyone else now behind him and Rhino on the Inters, and we'll be looking to gain on him. Excellent though. On these Inters looking pretty good. As we've got a spinner behind, looks like a Williams maybe? Was it Rhino Cutie out there? He's had a spin. War Machine has got past. But yeah, if I were you, I'll be getting off those dries as soon as you can. Bear in mind, it was War Machine that was boasting about a week or two ago that if it was a wet race, he would be winning it. Wow, War Machine, let's see if you can unlock that pace and get your way to the podium. Oh, that was someone there. Was that Pink Penguin? Who's ghosting? I don't know. But War Machine is now looking pretty good in P4. Can he gain at 2 seconds a lap on the 3 ahead and snag a podium? That's going to be a tough order, but if he's as good as he says he is in the wets, it's going to be an easy thing to do. But these top 3 here, all within a second of each other ahead. This is going to be a pretty interesting end to this race. Shining Swarm, let's go back on board with him. Looks like he just made a move on Buono Fabian. Pink Penguin looking to get racy as well. And Rhino Cutie, I must admit, I don't understand your strategy. Is it only light rain? I'm not too sure, but either way, I can tell that grip looks pretty bad compared to the instance, although look, he has gone a bit wide there. But let's go back on board with the leaders. Chevy Wolves now looking for the run down the back straight on X-Knights. Will he go for a diving move? He will. Chevy Wolves is saying, nah, we don't want any more of this Red Bull domination. We're instead going to put a Ferrari up there. Oh no! Bit too trigger happy. Is that going to allow? Not War Machine. X-Knights through. It is. So they're sliding up. Oh, Chevy Wolves are a nice diving move down the inside. Is he still there? He was, but he backed downwards. So this squabbling now has allowed Skills to just sneak up the road just a little bit. He's edging that gap out. And if anything, X-Knights is being a really good rear gunner for Chevy behind. He's keeping Chevy at bay and protecting his teammate from any sort of threats. At this point as well that battery usage, the boost mode will be disabled. Everyone will be stuck to medium. We've got Edge who's looking for a move down the inside of Izzy Fizzy, and he's made a stick. This time without any wall kissing, it looks like. Although Izzy Fizzy has not given up. He's looking for the slipstream, looking for the outside line down into this corner. Will there be more contact from these two drivers? Izzy Fizzy slightly later on the brakes, but instead just gets a tank full of oversteer. We've got Mr. T Gaming who's for some reason on the mediums and there's lap down. Don't know why. And we also have War Machine who's now picked up a penalty as wow. Let's go back to Chevy Wolves. What's happened to Izzy Fizzy? Why is he boxing now for? Oh, he got a 10-second. Okay. Well, I guess it makes sense to 7 now. Switching inters. Oh, inters to wets. Interesting. We're going to see if that decision will pay off for Izzy Fizzy. It has made him tumble down the order though, so he's got a lot of work to do to try and regain those positions. But again, Chevy Wolves looking really threatening. He looks like he has the grip on X-Knights right now. Can he make most of it? Red Bull driver there parking the bus. Oh, was that damage? Let's go to the off-board. Did Chevy Wolves get away with that? Lucas. I think he may have. So Chevy Wolves got really quite lucky there. Is he going to go for the dive? He's thinking about it, but not quite close enough on this occasion. It is worth noting, by the way, War Machine, look at him. He is pulling the gap down on the guys ahead. You know what? Fair enough. War Machine, you are a goat in the wet. I swear that said 10 seconds before. And now he's pulling the gap down bit by bit. War Machine is not on for a podium fight here. Seems like every corner is getting a little bit more, a little bit more, a little bit more. We got a battle down the back between Easy Fizzy and McLaren of Paddy Crow. We've also got Rhino Cuties mixed in as well. So are those wet tyres actually serving Easy Fizzy any good, or are they about as useless as they are in the real life F1? Let's see, bit of contact under braking, but their front wings have got away with it. Again, Easy Fizzy goes for a big slide on the exit. Another big slide on the exit. And instead has lost ground to the guys ahead. Paddy Crow is now in P12. Rhino QT has got the pair of them up into P11. But all eyes now, especially on the gaps, War Machine. He is pulling it in. He's reeling in the top guys. Honestly, if it wasn't for that penalty, War Machine would be looking good for a race win. He can see the other three drivers on the straight ahead of him. War Machine, what hacks are you running, mate? Like, how do you have that much grip in the wet? Whatever code you're running, I want it. He's now 1.2, 1.1. Pulling that gap down. Same age tyres. It's not a tyre advantage, it's a purely wet weather driving advantage. And this is on for the final 5-6 laps to the end. We've got Skillsy leading by 2 seconds. We have X-Knights being the rear gunner for his teammates. Chevy Wolves is not out of this. He's not that far from X-Knights. War Machine, the charger, the absolute charger in the wet. He's sliding the rear end out, and it's working for him. It's absolutely working for him. He's reeling in. He's reeling in the guys behind, and he's looking really threatening down the back straights. Can this be War Machine's day? Can he get onto the podium? Can he get that race win? We will find out pretty soon. But do not ever write War Machine off in the wet, clearly. Down the back, we've got Hazy Pigeon battling with Lucky, it looks like, but we're going to focus on this front fight now. Where can he do it? Where can War Machine get the overtake on Chevy Wolves? Where is he bold enough to try? He's definitely got the grip, but does he have the patience? He's actually lost a little bit through that section there. He needs some good exits to try and get past the Ferrari driver. So only a matter of time, but he's also going to build a 3-second gap to then keep any position he gains. Okay, will he have a dive now? He's thinking about it. He's going for it. Bit of contact, maybe? A little bit squirrely on the exit, but it looks like... Oh, bit of oversteer. He touched the curb, but he's good. He's done it. He's done it. He's passed Chevy Wolves with an audacious move down the inside of turn 1. We all knew that was coming, and he is now P3. Can War Machine set off after the Red Bulls? Can he spoil the Red Bull party? Can he enrage the likes of Wingy Woo and get himself up there? We will find out. Looks like X-Max has actually closed a little bit on Skillsy now. He's realising the threat from behind, which is War Machine, and he's like, come on, we need to pick up the pace, pick up the pace. But War Machine is relentless, absolutely relentless. He's already on the back of X-Knights and looking for any opportunity to pass. Question is again, where will War Machine do it? Where can he do it? Ooh, he's got a good run. He's got a very good run. Down the pit straight. X-Knights goes defensive. War Machine has to do it the hard way around the outside. Leaves room on the inside of the corner though. This would be a fantastic move if he fully pulls it off. And he has. What a move from the man himself, War Machine. X-Knights has absolutely been defeated there. Now all he can do is try and stick within 3 seconds so that he can still get P2 with War Machine's penalty. Now the big question is, can War Machine go for the lead? Can he prove everyone that he is the wet weather god? He is Senna reborn when it comes to his wet weather driving. Can he get the race lead and then the race win? He's already pulled a gap for those behind. So only a lap or two, and then he'll have that 3-second gap, and War Machine's got the podium. But Chevy Wolves is looking threatening behind X-Knights. He wants that podium back. He's not happy being demoted out of P3. He wants to speak to me after the race, clearly, and he wants to overtake X-Knights. This is also the closest battle on track right now. Everyone else pretty spread out in the wet. A quick rundown reveals that Audi have 2 drivers in the top 10. We also have Edge still in 5th, Shining Storm in 6th, Pink Penguin in 7th, 2 Audis 8th and 9th. Lucky has kept on to things in P10. Rhino still trying to recover in P11. Is he busy? Looks like those wets just aren't working for him. Down in P12, ahead of Frizy, Rochi, and then Paddy Pro is also on the wet tyres now as well. Chevy Wolves looking for a lot of different ways to try and get past, but nothing doing. War Machine is playing the ultimate maths game, and he's almost got that 3-second gap already stretched out. War is definitely in a rocket ship. Like, I want to know what his tricks are when it comes to the wet. Like, they're insane. He's already on the back of Skillsy in the Red Bull. Will he go make a daring move for the lead? This is War Machine, of course he will. Question is, how much will Skillsy fight him? No, we don't want a Skillsy bottle. What we want is a nice, clean battle, but War Machine is basically just riding his gearbox. It's like, come on, come on. I want to get on all things. I need to get a 3-second gap, even if I overtake you. Oh, bit of contact! Bit of contact, but nothing too serious there. War Machine, what is your grip, mate? What is the secret? Because that grip advantage was enormous. But it is only a matter of time now before War Machine does inevitably make the lunge on Skillsy. He's looking for that nice wide outside line for the final corner. Nicely on the traction. Can he make the move again into turn 1 like he did on his Skillsy's teammates? He's close enough. He could do it. Skillsy is going to defend. Who is he? No, he's inviting War Machine down the inside. Bit of contact. Bit of contact. Skillsy is not going to give it up. But that drive from the Williams man has seen War Machine powering away. Now the question is, a lap and a half to go. Can War Machine breach the gap? He's already doing it though. He's already doing it. 1.5 seconds. 1.6 seconds. Can't I believe this? Is this the ultimate sandbag? Meanwhile, Chevy Wolves wants that podium back still, but he's just too far back from X-Knights. We've got the two Audis who are battling down the back. We've got Hazy Pigeon who's made a comeback in P8 now, but all eyes are on War Machine at the front. He's got one lap left and a 2.4 second gap. He can do it. He can bloody well do it, you know. Red Bull's day looks like is over. Actually, I just want to check, is it definitely just a 3 second or is it 6? No, just 3 second, just a 3 second. Hazy Pigeon, by the way, has the most penalties in the field with 13. Actually, at the back, actually, Mr. T Gaming has the most with 19. Otherwise, Bruno Fabian, Izzy Fizzy, Frizy, and Rochi all have 3 as well, as does Kirko. When will War Machine get that 3 seconds advantage? Looks like it's only a matter of time. When will it hit 3? And there it is. War Machine has the gap. He's got the advantage. Who's out of fuel? Oh, is War Machine out of fuel? I can see the red blinking light. How much fuel is in that Williams? Can he hang on? Thank you for that, Wingy. And he's already out! He's already out! War Machine! No! He's charged! He's charged through the field. Has come undone. He's gonna lose bucket loads. He's losing his race lead. His charge, his valiant charge up in the wet. His favourite conditions. Meanwhile, Chevy Wolves and X-Knights on the final lap having a battle through the snail section. And Chevy Wolves is back at the podium. He's cut the chicane. No, Chevy Wolves has cut the chicane and got himself a penalty on the final lap. But X-Knights doesn't care. He still wants to position back on track. They're now both passing War Machine. War Machine back down into 4th place. His charge is over, but the battle for the podium is not. X-Knights have an early break. And the Ferrari goes deep. The Ferrari of Chevy Wolves goes deep. They're side by side on the exit. Skillsy will cross the line now to get the race win. Who's going to come out on top? It will be X-Knights for a Red Bull 1-2. Chevy Wolves has come home in P3. And War Machine's valiant drive in the wet has only seen him to P4. Edge couldn't quite get him in the end. Close though. Very, very close. Edge only needed 3 tenths more to get War Machine there. Shining Swarm, pretty decent in P6. Pink Penguin, P7. Hazy Penguin, looks like he'll lose a few positions here with a 13-second penalty. Across the line of P8, but he's going to be knocked down the order by his teammates. I think Lucky and even Frizy? No, Frizy's a bit too far back. The Hazy Pigeon down now in P11. I was waiting for Izzy Fizzy, Frizy, Rochi, Paddy Crow, Mr. T Gaming, and Kirko. Although Paddy Crow looks like his lap down has already crossed the line, so the final man will be Rochi. But that was an exciting race. With an absolute dream of a Skillsy win. A Red Bull 1-2. Wowzers. Absolute wowzers. Alright, with that we have our final person on the lead lap, which is Rochi across the line. But hopefully everyone enjoyed that race. Tier 4 again, just like last week, putting on an impressive show of things. So even though they might be the slowest tier on paper, do not count these guys out. They are battling hard. Some good feisty action, good feisty drives, and with a little bit of action, controversy and spice towards the end to make our race entertaining to watch. But full credit to Skillsy. That redemption from last week has definitely come. A P1 for him. And with X-Knights flanking him on the podium, fulfilling the race shotgun role, and Chevy Wolves completing the podium. What could have been for Machine had he kept an eye on his fuel better? Who knows what could have happened. But race winner Skillsy. Fastest lap was Hazy Pigeon in the end. Driver of the day also Hazy Pigeon. Most overtakes Rhino. And cleanest driver was also Skillsy there. So there is your running order. Let me have a quick scroll through. Just 2 DNFs in the end. Kirko 2 laps down. A few 1 lap down. A few penalties towards the back. But otherwise pretty good. Hazy Pigeon maybe did deserve the driver of the day with 19th to 11th there. Yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed. That was a very, very entertaining race. These are the incidents. So if anyone needs anything for any stewards inquiries, go for it. Well, looks like we had let Skillsy win. Unfortunately, there was just no stopping him. He was dominant. Apart from a little scare from War Machine at the end, he had a dominant